The coding industry is adapting faster than ever, and if you're not adapting, you're falling behind literally. The game now has changed, right? With tools like chatgpt and Claude completely rewriting the rules to software development. But here's the catch, because most people are very focused on the wrong things, and by the end of this video, you will know how to leverage this massive shift to stand out, to land better opportunities, to leverage the gap that's happening in the market now, and to maybe even build your dream tech business. So let's dive into what coding is like in 2025 and how you can crush it too, even if you're not a programmer today. Let's face it, coding is not what it used to be anymore. Gone are the days of spending many hours manually typing every single line of code, or just watching endless tutorials, or just coding along to different tutorials. Today, tools like AI can write entire applications for you, but here's the flip side. Basic coding skills are not enough anymore, right? I'm not saying you can rely on AI to just copy paste it from AI. I'm saying that the basic coding skills are simply not enough anymore. Employers are now expecting juniors to operate on a level where they have mid-level developer experience and expertise. And if you're still focusing on just learning syntax or learning the basics, you're focusing on the wrong game today. So how do you stand out in this era? Keep watching, because I'll be sharing a step-by-step roadmap for you. Here's where the real opportunity lies today. It's in natural language coding. So imagine telling an AI, build me a web app with these features, connect to this API, get data of this, combine it with another data, and then give me your insights from it, and then send this email using this API, right? Imagine telling the AI of this, and it does most of the heavy lifting. No more memorizing how do you set up an API, or how do you worry about the nitty-gritty details. But there's a skill gap here, because even developers today, most of them do not know how to communicate effectively with AI. And that's your edge if you want to come in and learn now. If you can learn to articulate what you want and understand how to use and guide AI tools, you will be miles ahead of all of your competition. So I've been working on a lot of my portfolio projects as well as my new startup ideas just to test out all these AI tools. And I am now literally spending 90% of my time just thinking from the product perspective. I'm thinking strategically in terms of what I'm going to do for this app, rather than thinking about the real technical things. And this allows me to just focus on the product, and AI focuses on the coding and all the technical things that I used to always need to refer to Google or Stack Overflow for. And trust me, this honestly is a game changer. It's like having a personal developer next to you doing things for you. But of course, I'm not saying you can do it completely fresh, but having some foundational understanding on software development or web development can bring you a really long way when it comes to using AI to code. So if you want to know how to learn coding faster than 99% of people, the thing you got to do here is to just use AI as your teacher. Like I said in another video, instead of taking months to learn the basic, ask tools like ChatGPT to create custom lesson plans. So for example, you can ask to teach me the fundamentals of web development, or give me a project to understand how to build API integrations. Then take it one step further and build something real while learning. Whether it's a small app or a website, let AI assist you every step of the way. And don't just use AI to code, ask it to explain concepts, ask it to debug errors, and then explain how did it debug it, or even ask it to challenge you with harder problems. It's like literally having a mentor 24/7. And if you're not using it, then really you're missing out. The secret to standing out is not just learning, it's building, right? Start with projects that seem slightly out of reach, maybe a simple to-do app or a personal finance tracker, or even an MVP for a business idea. So don't just think of these things as a coding exercise, but think of them as potential businesses, and think about how you can integrate AI into the features that you provide to your users, not just as something that helps you code faster. Why? Because employers or clients or your users, they want problem solvers. They don't want just coders, right? If you're good at coding, but you can't solve real world business problems, no one cares how good of a coder you are. And the best part is, even if your projects don't eventually take off as real businesses, they will still showcase your skills and give you a really good portfolio to showcase. So I think it's a win-win. So let's break down the roadmap clearly, right, into step-by-step kind of guide. So the first thing would always be to master the basics, right? You need to still understand computer science concepts like the fundamentals, right? Loops, variables, arrays, functions, basic computer science concepts. I think that's pretty simple. Just understand the concepts, right? The next part would be to choose a field. It's very good to specialize somewhere. And for me, I would always choose web development as a very good starting point, because obviously it's in demand, and also because you can see what you are building, and also it's very versatile. It's one of the only ones that allow you to build something really quickly and launch it. The third thing would be to build projects. Start with small projects, but aim for projects that can challenge you, not too easy ones, right? Use AI to guide and assist you, but focus on building something that really solves a real world problem. You got to think hard about this last part, but it's going to be the most important part. So sit down, take out a pen and paper, and write down what are some things in your life that maybe you might want to automate, or some things in your life that you feel are not good enough, and build something for that. put a story behind what you're building instead of just building for building's sake. That's very important. Number 4 will be to understand the bigger picture. What I mean by that is by learning the way applications are being architected, how APIs work, basic cybersecurity. You can't run away from these things, right? These are strategic knowledges that really sets great developers apart. But look, the grunt work of writing the code right now is like, I'd say 80%, 90% of it is like abstracted away. Now you got to think strategically in terms of what you need and what you want. And finally is to leverage AI to continue refining your ability to use AI tools effectively and treat them as your partners and not just tools. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I want to say. To wrap up, I want to say that coding in 2025 is not just about writing lines of code anymore. It's about knowing what to build. With AI making development easier, there's going to be more and more people launching products and things like that. But the magic here is with understanding what you need to build, how to build it, and how can you leverage AI to make it happen. And the only way to answer this question in terms of what to build is always asking yourself, who are you building this for and how much of a problem are they facing and how are you making their life easier, right? The opportunities here are massive and 2025 just started, and I think it's really good to dedicate this year to just focusing on AI tools and understanding AI. But this window is not going to stay open forever. So start today, master the fundamentals and build something cool and let AI take you further than ever in your career, right? If this video gave you some ideas, let me know in the comments what is the first thing that you're going to build and what are you going to create. So let me know. See ya.